Wawip Grana Weep Ninny Bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. We record live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Engineer Hoist, so if you want to join all these lovely folks here in the chat, head on over there at that time. Give us some shout outs to everybody here. Optimus Rodimus is here. Mega Bros. He's got a lot of letters in his name. Big Pruns Rim, McArt, Star Saber, Autobot Phil, Gunfire, Hot Rod, Metroplex, Gooch Lauren, Dojak, William Hackman, and Soundwave now following. So welcome to the stream. Optimal Scope, Silverbolt, First Monk, a lot of familiar faces here, everybody, and welcome to you. How about we go ahead and talk about the news? After we get done with the news, we do have some crystals to crack because it was VIP week and we got our VIP gifts this week. So we've got 42, possibly a couple more crystals to crack, and in fact, 2 4-star crystals. At least one, and I'm real close to a second one. Pretty sure I'll get enough for that. Anyway, let's get on to the news, shall we? This weekend's event is called Unlikely Aid. And gather your Alliance members to take part in this weekend's event to win up to 30 random Mark III battle boosts, 120,000 Combiner Spark, 3,000 Prime Core Shards, which should give you a clue to what type of event this is, 10.5 million Alloy, 10.5 million Energon, and 30 Shard Crystals. And this is an Alliance Prestige event. There are 30 prestiges, triple XP, starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. And just as with every Alliance event, you got to be Headquarters level 4 and be in an Alliance. You hit that yellow button, pick your zone, win the battle, win the points, win the prizes. Battle zones are the flat battle zones, as they tend to be during these Prime Core Shard events. And there are 30 prestiges, and here is the list of each prestige. You could go through this up to 30 times during this event. Start off getting some alloy, and they did say the alloy and energon would come in chests, you know, the kind where you go and you open them in the space bridge. It doesn't go right into your inventory, so that's or it goes into your inventory, not into your actual collection, which is always helpful, especially when they give out massive amounts of alloy and energon. Then you get some Combiner Spark, the battle boost, energon, 100 Prime Core Shards each prestige, and that Shard Crystal. And they did actually revise the Shard Crystal rewards a little bit. They bumped up the number of premium shards from 200 to 1,000. So if you get the premium shards in there, that's a whole premium crystal for you. And 3-star shards went up from 150 to 200, and still just 100 4-star shards if you happen to pull that. So that's the event. Pretty standard event. And if you're still looking for the rest of those Prime Cores, best of luck to you. If you happen to have gotten them all, like me and a lot of other people, hey, we're just working towards those G-Metal chips. And I think I'm pretty close to my next G-Metal chip. But also this weekend, they are releasing the next 2 combat bots. They'll be available in bundles to purchase, and then we'll eventually end up in the free combat chips. And it usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks for them to show up in those if you don't want to buy the bundles or are not able to. But anyway, the Autobot version is Stripes. Stripes functions on a level that is more pure instinct than thought, and so often reacts faster to danger than his fellow Autobots. But though his processor is perhaps rudimentary, hardwired into him as a first reflex to administer instant medical and remedial aid to wounded comrades. And for a creature of feral first inclinations, he can be surprisingly tender. And we showed off last week. This is my version of Stripes that I have. It's it came from I want to say Titan's Return, and it was one of those little micro cassettes. It's not a very good representation of what it is in the game, but it's the only Stripes figure that I have. And his counterpart is Glit, who we found actually originated in KISS players and eventually became Shattered Glass Ravage. But Glit eschews weapons of war in favor of laser scalpels and surgical staples, shadowing combat troops as they go into battle, alert for theater of war injuries in need of a life-saving patch and repair. That's not to say he's entirely selfless. His hyper-acute senses can detect incoming threats from miles away, and he often saves himself first, so he says he can administer aid later. And the figure that I have of this is a third-party exclusive. It was a TFCon exclusive from the Orlando one that was canceled last year, and but I still got it. The third-party name is Doc Cat. I had no idea why that name was that until I read this bio, because he is medical, like a doctor, and he's a cat. So there you go. That is Glit. And we learned their ability. Well, last week we theorized that they were going to be medical related in some ways based on their bios, and indeed they are. Stipes and Glit will deploy on the battlefield automatically with the bot that is equipped to, and will act as a medic for him or her. So very similar to the other cassette bots like Ravage, Night Stalker, Dial, Overkill. Those bots. These guys will also deploy and just kind of do their own thing, but it seems like they're going to essentially function as a medic for whichever bot that you deploy them to. So I think this is actually going to be pretty good. Star Saber says it could be good for outpost bots. I think that's actually a really good idea. And if they do indeed actually only heal the one bot, it becomes important who you want to deploy them to. The other bots like Dial and Night Stalker, Ravage, Overkill, they kind of just go off on their own and start causing havoc. So it didn't really matter who you had it on, but if these guys are focused on a particular one, it becomes more important who you select them to, equip them to. And next up, we learned who our next bots will be coming into the game. They gave us these paint overs. They don't have the final model yet, but yes, indeed, Grapple, Hoist's buddy, is going to be the next Autobot coming into town, and I thought it was kind of funny that they have the little grapple accessory that came with the Earthrise toy stuck to the side of his head, and it is possible to do that. So I've got my Earthrise grapple here, and sure enough, he's got that storage spot right there on the side of his head. And so there is the version of Grapple that they are basing him on, all the way down to the inconvenient storage of his grapple accessory. To be fair, there's really no better place to store it. You can put it on his shoulder. Usually, I just have it equipped to his hand, similar to his cannon. But in honor of the appearance in the game, I've got him with his grapple coming out the side of his head. And okay, so back over to the news. His counterpart is, no, this is not Long Haul. This is Dirtbag, and this is a deep cut. I had no idea this guy existed. Looked up, so naturally I go over to the TF Wiki. Turns out this guy was originated in G2, and really, according to that, I don't think he really appeared anywhere else. And his backstory is he mostly just, as a dump truck, he just hauled armory, guns and missiles and stuff like that from place to place, and only if he's needed will he actually jump into battle. But he has a heavy armor, and it tends to be a little slow. That's kind of the bio on TF Wiki. So based on that particular bio. And Grapple was never really known to be a fighter in the shows much, but they all fight. I'm thinking these guys will probably end up being warriors, or at least a melee type with a special class bot. Time will tell. We'll find out maybe next week, but certainly within 2 weeks we'll find out exactly what class and abilities these guys all have. But Grapple and Dirtbag will be the next two bots to join the Transformers Earth Wars game. Also, coming out this week, if you're watching live, it's tomorrow. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, it should be live in the game now. And that's going to be ability level 11 for the second batch of bots. And they will be available for all starlet ratings, 2, 3, 4, 5 star. Why you would take a 2-star to ability 11 is beyond me, but it's possible to do. To upgrade from level 10 to 11, it will cost you 1,000,000 Spark and 750,000 Zed Energon. The bots that are getting them and their new upgraded abilities, you've got Cliff Jumper and Kickback. Their current ability actually causes the defense to take 40% more damage. That's the glass gas, causes the defenses to take 40% more damage. The upgrade for ability 11 will now also cause it to deal 40% less damage, until it's destroyed, of course. So it's kind of a two-pronged effect there. Huffer and Lockdown are next up. So they already dropped the little lasers. At ability 11, they add the Luxon Destabilizer effect. Those are the giant beam lasers in the raids, to where it kind of increases intensity over a certain amount of time. So it has that little bit of an effect to it. Perceptor and Bombshell, their ability already allows you to hack a particular defense. Ability 11 will now allow you to hack 2 defenses, the one that you target plus another one nearby. Wheeljack and Shockwave, their ability increases the speed of the bots within the range, and now will also heal them for a certain amount. Even though it says it instantly heals them, it doesn't heal them to 100%, but it does heal them immediately. It's not an overtime effect. Swoop and Scourge, now I like this one. Their ability 11, they add an EMP effect as he's flying around. This could be particularly helpful for if you want to use them in an area where they have the anti-aircraft power cores on those laser turrets, because those can really tear these guys up really quick. But if as they're doing their ability and they're putting EMP on everything, it might actually help them survive and allow them to be a little bit more useful now. So I really like that ability. Gnaw for both factions, they just added 2 extra Sharkticons. Currently he drops 4. At ability 11, he'll drop 6. Hound and Dragstrip, I like this one too. And when you send out all those little hologram vehicles when you use the ability, it already causes damage, but now it will also set them on fire, causing an additional 44% damage over 6 seconds. So it's a kind of a little bit of a taste of Sunstreaker and Swindle combined with Hound. I like that. And if you happen to have a G1 Hound or Dragstrip where it also already increases the damage of that ability, that just helps that much better. Hotspot and Tantrum, they apparently liked hanging out with Rook and seeing what he could do with his Hollow Decoy. So now when the ability ends, after you've put up their reflective shield, that shield will actually explode and cause damage. Powerglide and Cyclonus, I'm not a real super fan of this one. They did add 6 additional bombs, so you could cause more damage. Now, if they could say those 6 additional bombs would be on the target that you actually chose, so that you could potentially one-shot it, then I think that would really take these guys up a notch. But if it's still just more in a line, then I don't see it being that much of an improvement. But hey, it's something a little extra. And Mirage and Breakdown, basically you're still doing the same thing, except now it affects a larger area where you can cause a little bit of damage, but mostly stun everything with the EMP rockets. So there you go with the ability 11, and that brings us basically to the end of the news. Just a reminder, if you're watching the replay, head on over to twitch.tv/EngineerHoist, give us a follow, and sign up for notifications so you can see when we go live. I start a little bit before 8 p.m. on Eastern on Wednesdays, and also you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EngineerHoist for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. Basically, I don't post much on them, but I'm there. And that takes us back around there. So, yeah, fun times. So, I don't think I put these guys up on the screen big earlier. So there's Stripes again. If you didn't see him, you can see the stripes there on the top. So that's how you know he's Stripes. And here is Doc Cat, our stand-in for Glit. He's a third-party figure, so he can't have an official name. But that's basically Glit. You could call him Shattered Glass Ravage if you prefer, because the one did come from the other. And I did have Grapple up on the big screen, but there he is. And we'll go ahead and put him with his buddy Hoist. What a good-looking pair of bots there. I do not have Dirtbag, as you might expect, considering I had no idea that guy even existed before I saw the newsletter today. So I don't have a bot of Dirtbag. If I'd have thought about it, maybe I could have gone and got a long haul and said just basically him, but it's not. So but yeah, so there you go. Good times. How about Dirt Boss? No, that's a different character. Dirt Boss, if I recall, was Transformers animated, and he was a little forklift with the Constructicons. Dirt Bag is a completely different character. That was my first thought too, Grand Galvatron, was that did they mean Dirt Boss and they had to change the name? But no, it's a completely different thing. Dirt Boss is a little forklift guy. Dirt Bag is a dump truck, very similar to Long Haul. Okay, how about we go into the game now and go crack some crystals. So I had I think it was 10 crystals from the last weekend's event and an additional 30 premiums from the VIP gifts. I already cracked like the Guardian crystals and the other like Power Core stuff, but I kept the crystals here to crack on stream. I chose to use the 30 for the Autobot crystals, and I always like cracking a few Decepticon crystals every so often, so I got 10 of those. I had enough for a 4-star crystal from the event, and also I have a 3-star crystal, which again came from the event, and I am less than one 3-star duplicate away from getting another 4-star crystal, so how about we get that out of the way. So there is a 3-star Optimus Prime with 94 star shards, which sends me over here for another 4-star crystal. So we've got 2 4-star crystals we're going to crack here at the end of this. So that's going to be fun. Let's crack some Decepticons. We got Nah. William Hack was asking, why does Dirtbag look like a Long Haul? Because they're both dump trucks. Why they chose to do that back in 1995, which I think is when he first came out, I don't know. Well, maybe we can invent a time machine and go back and ask. I don't know. There was also an Autobot dump truck. What was it? Wide Load. One of the Throttle Bots. Different character, different toy. But just another dump truck that I'm aware of off the top of my head. Speaking of Long Haul, there he is. Not to be confused with Dirtbag. That's Long Haul. Grand Galvatron got a 4-star Sentius Malice. Congrats. That's very nice. Metroplex upgrading the Volcanicus to level 10. Oh, Volcanicus is fun to play with. Well, that's right. We're not getting bronze cores anymore, are we? We actually get silver cores from the 2-star duplicates. That was a welcome change. That was especially getting 3 bronzes every time. That just makes the Power Core lab just fill up with so much. All right, so no new Decepticons. We've got 30 Autobot premiums to go through. And let's go ahead and see if we get anything good out of them. Feels weird without the bronze cores. Yeah, well, we got used to it. Kind of like how we used to have the 2-star shards and the 2-star crystal and even 1-star bots. I think we've all gotten used to not having them anymore too. Well, most of us anyway. Yeah, Autobots are getting fan favorites, and Decepticons are getting unknown ones. Yeah, well, you know, if you look back at the history, there were far more Autobots, even as toys, than there ever were Decepticons. Because most of the Decepticon army, they were huge, but they were mostly made up of random seekers or reflector duplicates. There weren't a lot of individual characters. It always seemed like there was, but it really wasn't. It's very similar to how the Siege and Earthrise shows on Netflix are, where all of the extra background characters are a bunch of reflectors or a bunch of seekers, or you got a bunch of sideswipes and impactors and iron-eyes all running around there. Nice little selection of 3 stars coming through here. Clones, yeah. Are they clones or are they just individual bots all with the same mode? Like one of the stories that I heard, I don't know if it's canon or if it's just some fan theory, that like the Seekers, Starscream was the commander of the Seekers, and they chose to take his form kind of like out of respect. So that's the explanation for why Thundercracker and Skywarp and any other Seeker all look the same, is because it is like a tradition or something where they would take the form of their commander. Oh, nice gold core from a 2-star duplicate. Don't really need that one. I'm pretty sure I already have an adaptive shielding. So that's a nice gold food pellet there. Another RC. And there's Perceptor again. Another 3-star. Got quite a few 3-stars coming through. So working towards another 4-star crystal. That's always nice. 4-star crystals are good because it's either 4-star bot or it's working towards a 5-star crystal. Way too many bronze power cores anyway. Everybody's got them unless they've already used them to fuse into other power cores. Every time I leveled my power cores, I would just dump all bronze into them just to try to clear them out. But always, and anytime I would go through a crystal cracking like this, it would just fill back up again. It's nice to know that it's not going to be filling back up anymore. So once I actually finally get through all the bronze power cores, I'll actually be done with bronze power cores. At one point, I even went and took I had been putting bronze power cores on my 2-star bots. A little while ago, I actually went and upgraded all of them, took off all the bronze cores and put silver cores on them because I had the silver cores to put on even all of my 2-star bots. So I won't even have any bronzes equipped. So that'll be cool. That's a good question. If you make a new account and play the Power Core campaign, which matrix would you get? Would it be bronze or silver? It's possible that you may still get a bronze from that one, unless they happen to have thought to go and update that one too. Don't put cores on anything less than 4 stars, except for 3-star healers. Well, I just have so many bots, and I do use all of my bots, and I have plenty of power cores, so I go ahead and use them on the bots. Alright, so nothing out of the premiums. That's pretty much expected. We do have 2 4-star crystals. Are they going to be duplicates, or are we going to get something good? Let's find out. First one's a duplicate, Smoke Screen. But we got the 5-star shards. And a G-Metal High Velocity Shells. I'll have to think about that one. That's for the auto cannons, I think. And the next one is another duplicate. It is Dinobot this time. Would have been nice if one of them would have been a combiner bot. Gold attack. I think I have some of those that are unused already. So, but if nothing else, it's food. Do I probably have a 3-star crystal here waiting for me? Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. And it's a duplicate Impactor. And a couple of Death Pulse cores. Alright, so that's basically it for the crystal cracking. That's kind of how it goes now. You know, when you start getting quite a few bots, the crystal crackings often end in nothing but dupe city. So that's okay. It's expected. And hopefully, if you're out there cracking crystals and you're trying for stuff, I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you can get who you want. I am still looking for, I think, light speed as a 4-star towards Computron. And I believe he was available in those 4-star crystals, so that's kind of what I was hoping to see light up, but it wasn't meant to be this time. Scattershot still also needed at I think a 3-star as well, and a 4-star, but he's not available in the regular crystals yet. He's still just hiding in bundles because he's still pretty recent. A recent bot. So, what are duplicates made of? Well, clearly they're made of shards of the next higher bot and some spark or combiner spark, and they also have power cores contained within them, as well as character shards now. So that's all the components that make up a duplicate bot. That's why you receive them as a reward. That's the best explanation I can give you. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this week's news. For those of you live, as usual, stick around. We'll hang out for a little bit. But if you happen to make it through on the replay, thank you so much. If you want to join us live, join us Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/EngineerHoist. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and I will see you next time.